Hey guys, time to do another valuation video for Decentraland. I'm not going to make this one a long one, hopefully. I'm going to try keep it under 10 minutes, but these ones usually go for a bit longer. Let's kind of dive straight into it. So basically at the start, I always like to go check out what the cheapest parcels are just to see what's going on with the pricing. So I think last time we did this, we were closer to the 10,000 mana mark. Now we're kind of slipping into the 9,000 mana mark. Mind you, there's only a few parcels here, but if you purchase them, we're back pretty close to 10,000 at 9,800. But it's not as simple as seeing what the cheapest parcel is and thinking it's only up from there. If you follow the market regularly, then you'd know that there are people that are kind of just waiting for these to be bought up before kind of putting more there, just because they don't want to keep making the price lower and lower, right? Because they'll be basically dumping on themselves. The thing with, I get asked, has the price of land increased over the year, or is price of land increasing, etc., etc. Well, it definitely fluctuates, and it definitely reflects the market confidence in crypto as a whole. So right now, a lot of coins are pretty cheap just because no one really wants to put their money in crypto at the moment. Yes, we've had a bit of a bull run over the last 2 months, but besides that, relative to where we were last year, at the start of last year or the year before that, we're kind of in no man's land. We don't really know if we're going to keep going up or down. Confidence isn't really there. So even though these lands are cheap, and on any normal day last year, these would have been picked up pretty damn quickly. Mind you, we've come up from 1,000 mana, right? And on top of that, we've introduced another 9,400 lands that weren't auctioned off or weren't sold in the first auction, in auction 2. So there's been another 9,400 lands worth of liquidity introduced, worth of supply introduced into the equation. So we're keeping pretty well, to be honest. And I personally think that we're going to be here for a little while. Saying that, it seems like lands that aren't connected to anything specific, that aren't close to any not connected to any roads or not connected to any districts, are going for less than 10,000. I think anything under 9,000 mana is a pretty decent buy. So like this one right here, I believe that's Cash Chris's. Even this estate, to be honest, I would purchase this if I wasn't freaking like 5 million mana deep into Decentraland. So this one's like a little over 9,000 mana a piece, but it's in between Decentraland University, Vegas, Festival Land, and it's an estate, and it's pretty close to the double road and the single road above. I personally think it's a pretty decent buy, right? Compared to, I think it's the cheapest it's the cheapest 4-piece estate in all of Decentraland, considering you're buying it within a bunch of districts and it's not way far out here. Recently, I kind of sold a bunch of 2x2s, like all these 4 pieces. I sold them recently for about 44,000. That's about 10,000 mana cheaper than that. And I think these are mine as well. So these are 44,900 mana. So that one kind of kills us all by far, being almost 10,000 mana cheaper. I definitely think that's a better buy, one of the best buys out there for Decentraland. But I think what's happening now is everyone's keeping their eyes on the crypto marketplace. They don't really know which way Bitcoin is going to go. A lot of people are cashing out because they want to jump on the Ethereum wagon. They want to buy all these alts really cheap, just so if Bitcoin kind of does go $10,000 and above, then I'm pretty sure altcoins are going to go crazy. So now it's become a bit of a balance or a choosing game between Decentraland and the crypto market as a whole. So that's why every now and then, and this is what happened today actually, you saw a lot of people, this same seller, this guy over here, or which guy? No, this guy over here sell a lot of his land for really damn cheap. You can see this 5-set land sold for 53,000 mana, connected to the single road at the edge. Usually those go for at least 15,000, 13 to 15,000 mana at the very cheapest. This 5-piece land connected to Dragon City sold for 40,000 mana, so that's less than 10,000 mana a piece. And you got 2 that are connected to Dragon City, and they usually go for about 15,000 mana each. So he can make his money back pretty damn quickly. This one here was a killer buy. 4 lands connected to Fashion Street, in this little pocket that we all know is pretty hot. sold for 64,000 mana. So 4 of those, what's that? 50? Is that about 14,000? No, it's 16,000 mana, I believe, for each one of them. And you're getting one that's connected to a single road and Fashion Street. That on, a couple of months ago would sell easy for about 40,000 mana. So even if this guy can get about 30,000 mana a piece, or even 20,000 mana a piece, that's some decent profit, right? 20,000 mana a piece is 80,000, 30,000 mana a piece is 120,000, and between 20 to 50,000 mana profit, that's big money. You're talking about 1,000 US to 2,500 US dollars. So there was definitely some opportunities this morning. I was asleep. It was about 2 a.m. I woke up and I was like, whoa, what the hell is going on? So I put some bids on. This one's a bit of an old bid. This one went through. I ended up buying this one for 230,000 mana, 28 piece estate, in the midst of a bunch of districts, somewhat close to a Genesis Plaza. This one's the eastern double road for the center 50-50 coordinates. So, we're not too far out. And considering I got these for like 8,200 mana a piece, even if I were to break it down into 2x2 estates and sell them for 10,000 mana a piece, I can get my money back and then some. So as you know, I'm kind of collecting estates out there. That's just been my goal, just because I think that the way the market's going to go is that there's going to be a pretty decent rental market, as developers can't fork out tens of thousands of dollars to buy a land. They'd rather just build the experience and rent a land for, I don't know, a couple $100 a month or something like that. So hopefully there'll be a good rental opportunity for people that have big lands and that are happy to put theirs for rent. So that's why I've been collecting. If you've seen my kind of portfolio, it's kind of all over the place, but there are estates that are distributed across the map, as you can see. Yes, they are for sale, but if they don't sell, I will be renting them out. That is the plan. This is just one of my accounts. I have another account that holds these that I just bought. Anyway, let's just not get into that too much. But let's go back to the recent sales that we've had and kind of see which were good deals. To be honest, almost all of these were good deals, except for a couple. All the ones sold by this seller were pretty damn good deals. What happens is people place bids on lands, so they can just say, all right, well, I'm happy to pay 25,000 mana for this set, and the seller will get a notification, and if he accepts the bid, well, the transaction goes through, he gets your money and you get their land. So that's what's happened, is that people over the course of the last few months have placed bids on this guy's parcels, and he's just woken up one day and gone like, all right, whatever, I'm just going to accept these bids because I need to cash out and get into some Ethereum, or cash out and maybe pay some bills. People need to cash out. And a kind of low crypto market, especially with the NFT world where liquidity isn't that good, if you really want to cash out urgently, then you are probably going to get a price much less than what you think. But considering this guy is one of the early investors, and you know that because if you check out his parcels and his account, he's bought a lot of these at the first auction. So first auction buyers have bought a lot of their lands at about 1,000 mana, maybe 2,000 mana each. So for them, selling them for 8,000 mana and above is like a 4 to 5x, 4 to 8x multiple, right? It's a killer profit over the last year and a bit, where the market's been really down. They've made a killer profit. So for us, it's damn cheap, considering we've been here for the last year or so. But these guys who participated in the first auction, who got them much cheaper, I kind of missed the first auction. I got in a bit after, but I was like at 4 to 5,000 mana. They were really good deals for me, but back then they were getting them for 1,000 mana each. So these have increased in value a lot since they were first bought. So you have to think about it in that perspective, and just following the market now. The more auction 1 people kind of disappear from the marketplace, the better it is for the marketplace, because finally, we have the generation 2 and 3 taking over and buying these lands at 9,000 mana, and probably won't sell them for much cheaper than that if they do sell it cheaper, as opposed to auction 1 land owners selling them for like 8 to 9,000, 7 to 8,000 mana randomly. This one sold for less than 33,000 mana, less than 40,000 mana. So any like 2x2 piece, a 4-piece estate that's in the middle of districts, that's selling under 40,000 mana, I'll keep my eyes on it, because I I really feel that at entry level, there'll be people looking for these 2x2s. Each pixel is 16 by 16 meters. So having 1 pixel of land isn't that much. But if you kind of pair it up with 4, then you can build something pretty decent. And also, 40,000 mana is somewhat, it's not a big whale. It's not really whaley itself, but people can afford it in the cryptoverse at the moment. The larger estates, although they are more valuable, like if you've got something like 25 pieces in a row, yes, you can build higher because the build limit increases. It's going to stand out a lot more, but rarely does an investor with pockets that deep come by and be willing to purchase your land at, whatever price you have it. Say you've got 30 pieces of land, you want to sell them all for 10,000 each, you list it for 300,000. It's probably easier if you just break them all up into little pieces and sell them for 10,000 each, because there's so many more investors out there willing to spend 10,000 mana than there is 300,000 mana, right? But the value is there for bigger estates for sure. So this is just 2 days. So in 2 days we've had 2 pages worth of sales. So 20 sales plus of estates. That's freaking crazy, to be honest. A lot of these were these ones here. These were my sales that I made. 44,000 mana for a set of 4 there. What else do we have? So 7 days, 1 week ends over here. We have this one sold for 44,900. I really feel like if you're getting these 2x2s in the 40,000 range, it's pretty decent. This one 12 piece. I think this is H Privakos. I think his name is on Discord. Sorry, man, don't know how to pronounce that. But this one sold for 135,000 mana for 12 pieces, with a few of them joined to a single road. So anything joined to a road, I think is worth about 15,000 mana at least, maybe 13 to 15 at the worst case scenario. So that was pretty decent. 8 pieces of land sold for 165,000, so that's over 20,000 mana a piece, but it's pretty close to Genesis Plaza. Usually these go for about 30,000 mana a piece. The market's kind of changed because you're really not competing with... this one sold for 120,000 mana. That's not too bad. 87,000 mana. I think this one's Cash Chris's, so he bought these for less than 10,000 mana a piece. Pretty good. I really feel the location is good. Now, you got to keep in mind, if you are flipping, if you're in Decentraland to buy and sell, to be honest, like, it was so much better when I was probably at the peak of my flipping thing, earlier this year, or maybe more mid last year. That's when the liquidity was huge, right? People were coming in buying so many pieces of lands. Whales were everywhere. There were people literally coming in dropping $1 million worth of fiat in land, 10 million mana plus. They were just like pumping it into the land market. But now a lot of those eyeballs have kind of disappeared, or are waiting in anticipation for the world to release. People have bought what they wanted to, and now are kind of just chilling out, waiting for the world to release. And Mana's kind of, over the last year, it's held its value pretty decent. Not so much over the last 3 months, but before that, it's fluctuated between 1,000 Satoshi to 2,000 Satoshi, which is pretty good considering a lot of other coins have gotten smashed over the last year, right? So a lot of coins last year, let's just go to coin market cap, have gotten wrecked, have gone down like 10x or down 20x. But mana itself, because a lot of the mana that has been spent on the land market gets burnt. All the mana raised during both auctions, hundreds of millions of mana, all got burnt. So that was removed from circulation. But Decentraland, as mana token, has remained pretty stable. Like if you look at the yellow line, like it's fluctuated between where are we? That's 748 Satoshi. It's gone up to 1,700, and up here got 1,800. It's gone down to 885. So yeah, between 1,000 to around 2,000 Satoshis keep like ping-ponging out of there. And now it's kind of sitting at a really low point, which historically it's kind of bounced up since then. But we're yet to see what happens. But what I'm trying to say is that if you do the math and you kind of think about how it all works, there are people that when they're crypto rich, they're happy to spend a lot of money on stuff. And we've seen that from other NFTs. Like people are happy to spend like 400 Ethereum on a digital race car, right? For example, Formula One auctioned off their NFT and it sold for 400 Ethereum, guys. People are happy to spend a lot of crypto because this person who spent 400 Ethereum, maybe, just maybe, he participated in the early stages of Ethereum. Maybe he got lucky, bought like 5,000 Ethereum during ICO levels or something. And then relative to him, it's a decent buy, but relative to us who are seeing it at, whoa, this guy spent over 110,000 US dollars in fiat, or relative to the people outside of crypto looking at that, it's a shit ton of money. So we have to look at Decentraland in the sphere of crypto, because they are the ones that are really going to participate in this world, or understand blockchain to that level. Hopefully through adoption, more people can maneuver around the blockchain world a lot more easier without the use of MetaMask and all that kind of stuff. But at the moment, understanding that a lot of these people that had probably invested in a lot of other coins over the last year, a lot of them have gotten pretty ruined. Neo, XRP, Ethereum, a lot of them have gone down like 10x, right? So they're not really in a position to want to purchase more land, which is understandable. But as soon as these guys go up, we normally see a lot of people withdrawing their money and pumping it into different NFTs. So we'll see what happens to the Decentraland marketplace, depending on crypto market fluctuations. But so far, the land marketplace is going pretty decent. What I think will happen over the course of the next month, hopefully the world will release, and it's going to be a mix of hopefully people are going to go in the world and see a ton of content, be very impressed with what's going on, and share it around the place so people can start entering the world and experiencing what we built. There's a bunch of partnerships that I am looking forward to see what they look like in Decentraland. We have Animoca brands coming in building 2 games. Apparently they're going to be brands that we know. We have Axie Infinity, Ethereum, we've got Chain Breakers, we have Battle Races, we have Brunson and whatever game they're developing. We have a lot of stuff going on, obviously like 30 to 40 districts, these purple areas. We've even got the Genesis plazas that are probably going to be built out, or at least a few of them. So there's going to be a ton of content to come in and check out and share. And if that gets the attention, if the social interactions and shareability gets the attention of larger crypto people and they come in and want to set up shop or do something within Decentraland, then that'll be pretty awesome to see. I think that's really going to put more value to these Decentraland parcels, and people just like collecting things. I mean, like Decentraland has like 45,000 private parcels that are currently in Genesis City, and there's no talk about releasing more. So if you want to be part of the pie, or if you want a piece of the pie, then you've got to buy one of these lands. It is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. There's I like to see how many parcels there is before we get to the next kind of barrier, which is 10,000 mana. There's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's probably some estates too. So, whoa, what's going on here? Cheapest. This one's cheap. This one's under 10,000 mana a piece. Where else? Nope. Anyway, so there's quite a few under 10,000 mana that will need to get sold first, and then I think if any investor comes in with a moderate sized pocket, like he's willing to spend 1 million mana in the marketplace, which isn't that much, like when talking relative to whales, right? I mean, there's so many people with like easily 10 plus Bitcoin in their wallet that they're happy to spend on stuff. Like people have hundreds of Bitcoins, so if any of them catches this attention, then they can pump this marketplace pretty quickly. Like if you look at the liquidity, at the end of the day, if you just buy the cheapest like 12 to 15 parcels, you pump this up to about 11,000 mana. And if you go on to spend like 1 million mana worth, then you could probably pump this all the way up to about 13 to 14,000 mana per parcel. That will then be the cheapest. So any one whale, that's what happened last time. Nessie, when he came in, he smashed it. He bought like 200 or 300 parcels, and land went from like 7,000 mana all the way up to 15,000 mana for a while. So like if this blows up, then this could go real crazy real quick. But it's just seeing it at the moment relative to what we have at the moment. Feeling kind of gloomy about the crypto marketplace. Bitcoin just, had a bit of a big red candle today. But looking at the world being released in the next month, avatars and all that kind of good stuff happening, I am pretty positive that we should see some more activity with Decentraland. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Just some words on the marketplace. Really good deals to have if you look around. But it's up to you guys where you want to put your money at the moment. Crypto looks, Ethereum and all those coins kind of look a bit juicy at the moment. You have land marketplace, but choices to be made. Anyway guys, I'll see you guys in another video.